Hi guys, welcome to Multiverse. I'm a bit late to the party, but basically we got the new Justice League Dark DLC just a couple of days ago. So far I didn't do anything about from the Justice League Dark DLC. The only thing I got was I farmed for the collections for the cape, and that's pretty much all I did so far. So if you go to your journal, there should be a mission for to get the whole thing started. So let's get started. I guess we won't hear what our friend Constantine is saying. Well, it happens. Here we have our friend the Argus Supply Officer. There's a couple of vendors from what I understand. And some of you guys have been asking how you can get a free Batman emblem. This is how. If you look here, you can see the Batman 80th Anniversary emblem. It's 150 Daemonhedron marks. So basically, you just play the Justice League Dark missions over and over and over. Once you got 150 marks, you come here and you purchase the emblem. The distinction here is that the emblem, if you purchase the emblem, it's going to be unlocked only for one character, as opposed to if you purchase it from the marketplace. On the marketplace, it's going to be unlocked for every single characters on the account. And here you can see we have the Black Ops helmet, which I'm pretty sure is basically the gear that our little friend here is wearing. From what I understand, it's supposed to be some sort of official Argus gear. And already the accessory is annoying me a bit. I guess let's see if I can stand it for a bit. So basically here we have the portal to take us to the Chaos, the new version of Gotham that is Chaos Gotham. So let's go in. So here we are. Enter the Watchtower to the Justice League Dark Mission Hub. I came before. Let's show you our little friend Dr. Fate first. Here you can see there's a new model for our friend Dr. Fate, and you can see exactly where the cape comes from. Could have sworn I saw on the live stream that there was the belt also that's been added as an item for the character. And obviously you can see the Dr. Fate gloves that I already have. Those are gloves we could have eons ago. So I wonder if we're going to be able to get the Dr. Fate belt and the headpiece and maybe even the rest of the suit. I guess we're going to have to wait and see. And here's our friend, the Phantom Stranger. This seems to be pretty much the same model as before. They did upgrade a few models, but not all of them. So let's go to the hub. Basically I could take a teleporter here, but it's right over there, so no point in taking the teleporter. So you can see there's a whole bunch of NPCs. Let's take a quick look before we take a look. And of course you can see some players who created, like our friend Red Hood here. Here we have Zatanna. They did a good job updating the model. Of our friend Batwoman. Yeah, definitely. I think I'll remove. There we go. That's a bit better. So we can see our friend Batwoman. And that seems to be a new model, but I have to admit, I'm not sure exactly. It's been a while since I saw the character in the regular version of the character. Could have sworn there was. Oh, there they are. So you can see there seems to be a handful of vendors here. Let's see what this one is. So this is only to repair. So this here, the Argus Special Requisitions, that's the very same vendor we have at the portal before we enter the map. Oh. Someone who recognized us. And here we have a bound demon, who seems to be the other vendor. So here you can see our friend, the Bound Demon, is selling the Infernal Imp's helm. Let's take a quick look. Pretty cool. So basically, this is the vendor gear that we can purchase. And that seems to be the elite version of the gear. Well, let's see if they have the regular version. Oh. So you can see some sort of demonic style. Eventually, some days, many years from now, when I gather the whole style, you can be sure I'll make a video about that. Although that doesn't seem. Oh yeah, it is the enhanced. I'm not sure why we can't see the regular version somehow. Okay, so the supply officer is the one we have at the exit. Alright, there we go. So here we have the regular version of the style. Now let's reply to our old friend here. So we have a friend called Peter Haywood, and he seems to love our vids. So here we have the special requisition, I guess that's the other one. So here you can see the dominating, the phylactery. We have the one dominating for basically for tanks, the mighty if you're DPS with that uses powers, the precise if you're using weapon, the restoring dark phylactery if you're a healer, and I already collected basically when you first log in with your character. At some point I got a message, and I was able to get the dark phylactery, the vital dark phylactery, the vital for the controller. Yeah, I know some people will say that I should use the dominating one, but I went with the vitalizations. So let's see, just a quick look what else we could purchase from this little guy. So basically you can see the regular version of the gear, the weapons, obviously. Catalysts, Justice League Dark base items. I suspect that at some point, like they did with the previous DLCs, they'll probably add new items to the vendor at some point. I guess we'll have to wait and see for that. So enough stalling around, let's talk to our friend John Constantine. I'm not sure why we can't hear Constantine. I could hear him the last time I could hear the NPCs the last time I played. I'm not sure if I lowered the volume somehow by accident, or if there might be a glitch with the sound. Oh well. So here we have to triangulate Demon Courier's location, so let's get started. Well, before we do that, let's take a look. I took a look a bit the other day when I made my Naboo video. But let's take a quick look. Like you can see, there's the big red moon. That's a bit broken up in the sky. And there you have some sort of a Cthulhu-like evil demon creature. So they did, usually they do a good job when they made those alternate versions, like when they made the one with all the lanterns. But it was fun to see Mogo and Ranks in the sky. The rest of the map seems to be pretty much the same as the regular version of the map. As I farmed the other day for the collections, I didn't notice any major differences. Oh. I'm not sure what that is. We'll come back later. So far it doesn't seem all that different. Obviously, also there's going to be some bounties. Whenever they add bounties with a new DLC, ideally you want to play the bounties early on, especially if there's a feat attached to them. Usually what happens is that when there's a new DLC with new bounties, people will play and play and play the bounties like crazy until they get all the feat, and then they no longer play the bounties. It's sad, but that's usually what happens. So when a DLC is brand new, try to do the bounties right away, and try to complete as many feats as you can with those bounties, because as time goes by, it's going to be more and more difficult to be able to complete those bounties. Unless eventually you get high level enough to be able to solo the bounties yourself. Although the way they've made some changes a couple of years ago, it made it a lot more difficult to be able to solo even some of the lower level bounties. Obviously, at some point, once you reach combat rating 250 something, then yeah, obviously it's getting easier to solo some of the bounties at least. But there's some of the latest bounties, like those from even from a year ago. They're still pretty challenging to complete solo. Obviously, it depends also on the power and the role you're playing. If you're playing, I'm not sure. Oh, this is the. Oh, I'm not sure what this is. And this looks like the big apocalyptian cannons we have, although a little bit different. So now we have to interrogate the demon courier. Let's see. If I'm a little lost, that's because I haven't been here much, and all I did the last time was farm for collections. So this seems to be the little fella we need. I'm not sure if it's going to... I guess there's a random chance of succeeding when we interrogating him. So let's try again. Oh, I guess we're done. I guess it took a bit of time for the mission to complete. It happens. So let's talk to our friend John Constantine again. So once you complete that first mission for Constantine, as you can see, it unlocks a whole bunch of other missions. I just realized this is Deadman. If you're wondering, basically it's Deadman is not a lady, but Deadman can possess. They have some sort of aura around the lady. Deadman can possess humanoid creatures or humans, I guess. And it would seem that our friend Deadman possessed that little lady. Let's talk to her. So summon and destroy demonic Shoglord in Chaos Gotham. So let's accept. But that's a weekly 8-player mission. So I guess we're going to need a group for that. Weekly 4 players. Destroy all the demons that emerge from the gigantic pod. So again, we'll need a group for that. What's with our friend Zatanna? So this is going to be a solo daily, I suppose. Seek any and all able bodies, a superpowered being, to battle the demonic incursion in Gotham City. Let's accept. So we have to free civilians from demonic tentacles. And there seems to be at least one more. This is a weekly mission. Gather motes and stray magical energies from Argus Cannon and Chaos Gotham. We'll figure it out as we go along. So that seems to be it for the NPCs here. Just in case, I showed this new model in the Watchtower already. We saw the new model for John Constantine at least some time ago. They basically remade the model for this new DLC. So let's go back. We have a few other NPCs here. Just as I thought, our friend Adam, Phantom Strangers, has a mission for us. Understanding your daemon daily. So defeat and banish demons. Or is it daemons? And Sentinel of Order. Help Sentinels of Magic overcome their fear. Okay, so if we go to our journal, just and let's go to location. So you can see basically there's a whole bunch of missions already that we have on this map alone, and there's also missions we can play through the on duty menu. I'll start with those missions here, at least those I can complete solo, and we'll Philosopher's Stone. So okay, so once we play the 4-player missions, we're going to be able to get a new artifact, it seems. I'm way overdue to make some new artifact videos. So that's a damage artifact. I didn't really realize that's for everyone. That's a controller artifact. Not sure why they would have us use our group weapon buff, but anyway. It's not something I've used a lot, if at all. And this seems to be the tank artifact. So let's start with the missions that we can complete on our own. If we're lucky, we'll be able to maybe get into a group. I guess we'll play it by ear. So let's get started. There's someone asking for more players for the pod. So let's ask invite for pod. If they invite us, we'll go there. If not, we'll go and defeat and banish some demons. I guess I'm too high. I'm not sure what this is supposed to... Oh, there we go. Okay, so these are the modes we need. So we'll need like 54 of those. I thought I had seen another one. So here we seem to have a few objectives. There's a Sentinel of Magic disciples we can help here. And there's that evil otherworld demon. So let's start with that. I will open the logbox afterward. I'm not sure if we can do something for that little fella. Let's see what's in our logbox. Why wait? Nothing. Let's go for that, and I'll give it to one of my other characters. One of the things I really enjoy about Quantum is that even if you're playing as a DPS, even when you're not playing as a controller, you can still manage to do a bit of crowd control on your enemies. So that can be quite helpful sometimes. So let's all our friend here. So obviously, as you can see, we can sort of multitask. We can play multiple missions at the same time. I'm not sure if I should go near that fella. I'm not sure if it's just a normal mob or some sort of bounty that we should group for. So sadly, our little friend did not invite us for the pod. That's alright, it happens. I probably should have sent him a tell directly, but could be that by the time I answered, maybe his group was full. It happens. Oh, wrong one. Yeah, sometimes the targeting system targets the wrong character. Yeah, it happens. You have to be a little bit extra careful sometimes to make sure you target the proper character. And I should probably pull back a bit. Yeah, I do have a tendency to play a bit closer to the action, I would say. Oh, we can return to Phantom Stranger. But before we do that, let's see if there's something else we can complete first. And I'm pretty sure there is. We can return to Dr. Fate and see, let's see what else we have. I thought we had something with tentacles. Not sure why I could not interact with the other guy before. It doesn't really matter. So you can see here the enemies are combat rating 270, and I'm barely combat rating 254. There's a reason for that. Basically, I did not want... Oh, okay, you have to defeat the enemies first, and then you can help the civilian. It makes sense. So basically, I'm trying to keep my combat rating low. The thing is, if I raise my combat rating above 263, I think, I won't be able to get marks of victory from the Superman 80th anniversary map. It's basically the Doomsday Metropolis map. And of course, there's probably some other DLC that I failed to recall would also no longer give me marks of victory. So I'm trying to keep my combat rating low on purpose, at least for a while, so that I can still get a lot of marks of victory from various DLCs. So basically, from what I understand, once we raise our combat rating to 263, 64, and around that, we lose the marks of victory for not just one DLC, but 2 DLC. So I'm trying not to do that. But you can see right now at even though I'm combat rating 254, seems to be I'm doing okay against enemies that are combat rating 270. I guess the proper... Let's take a quick look. So the minimum combat rating to play the DLC is 253. The suggested combat rating is 258. And of course, there's the event version. You can play those as soon as you reach level 10. And I suspect what it does is that it raises you to combat rating 253 by default. I'll probably try it with one of my lower level characters, and we'll be able to figure it out. Glad it's only 54 modes that we have to gather. With the Atlantis DLC, it was I think 100. Although it was, you could quickly gather 100. It wasn't modes. I forget what they were actually called, but there was an equivalent with the Atlantis DLC where we had to gather like 100 of them. And I probably should make at least one Atlantis video. I've been a bit of a slacker pumpkin eater, and I didn't make I didn't make many Atlantis videos yet. Although I did make many Teen Titans video as well, so I should probably make at least a few of those. Oh, I guess we're done with that. Let's grab that little thingy here. So I guess we could just fly around and gather the anti-magic we need. But before I do that, I may as well go collect at least a couple of rewards. So we got some flawed Dark Exabyte, Demohedron. Oh, I'll take a look at what we got afterwards. Flawed Dark Exabyte, so these will be able to be used for the Phylactery. And let's look at what's in the box. Column of Eternity. That seems tempting. I'll go for the base item. Usually I would go for the gear, but I don't want to, as I said, I don't want to raise my combat rating just yet. So I'll wait a bit for that. Well, actually, I'll take the weapon. For the weapon, I may as well take it. So normally it should give me a 229 item level weapon. Although it could be a bit less than that since I'm 221. We'll see. Once I use the weapon, we'll figure it out. I'm not going to use it just yet. Now let's collect our friend, our reward from Zatanna. So again, we got another box. So we'll just save those flawed Dark Exabyte. Basically, we can use them to be able to either to increase the strength of our artifact, like this, or oh no, we can't. Okay. So if we use it with these, we should be able to get some extra. Like you can see, 100% extra. So I'll use that a bit later. I should probably make a video about the various augments. We'll see. So basically, right now I'm going to fly around and try to get the energy thingy. I haven't done it before, so I'm not sure if there's maybe there's a place where it's easier to farm for those. I guess we'll figure it out together. Ah, someone went before me. I'm so sad. Oh, collection time. So I've already got all the collections on this map, at least I think I do. But I should be able to sell at least some of them on a broker for a good amount of money. So as I mentioned before, I'm not sure if there's a trick to be able to... Oh. I guess staying in a park might make some sort of sense to be able to spot those lights in the distance. We'll see. This is one of the things I really enjoy about this universe online, just flying around. I really enjoy that. I find that very relaxing. Well, so far the park seems to be a nice place to farm for those. And the map looks really nice. Obviously, it is a reused map. I was a bit surprised. I thought, from what I understand, there's a new map. They've made basically what is called the House of Mystery. They've made a new map based on that. I thought that's the map we would be using here, but I guess not. So I suspect when I start playing some of the instances, then I'll be able to see the House of Mystery. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see for that. So we're almost halfway through. Sorry if I'm flying a bit slow. I try to enjoy the scenery as I'm flying around. As I mentioned, I loved flying in these sceneries online. I find it very relaxing. So whenever I did not feel like playing missions in the past, I would just fly around, gather exhibits, collections, whatever I would find. Oh, speaking of collections. So if you guys are wondering how to get the awesome looking cape that my character is wearing right now, basically this is how. Just fly around and... oh, Swamp Thing again. So you just fly around, you gather the collections. Sadly, there is 18 collections. Already when there was 12, I thought it was a bit much, and somehow they managed to make it even a bit worse by having it being 18 collections. But I was able to get all the collections by farming about roughly 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I forget how long I farmed. But I farmed for a while for those collections. And then the last collection I was missing, I just went to the broker and I bought it for I think it was 1.2 million. Oh, let's ask for the pot again. So let's go to join our friend Mystique. Let's bow to our old friends. And let's switch to our controller. And now we wait. Frosty the Arrow, that's pretty cool. Here we have a pretty nice looking version of Mystique. Captain Mondello, no idea if that means anything. So we'll try it as a DPS, we'll see how it works, as a controller, we'll see how it works out. Sometimes there are a group who, for some reason, don't want to have a controller. So let's pull back a bit. So ideally, if you need to do some group stuff, try to do it early. It's usually a bit easier to get invited in groups on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, seeing how the reset is usually on Thursday. But it doesn't mean that you cannot get a group on Monday or Tuesday, but it'll be usually a bit more difficult. And of course, also you want to, if there are some, no, I guess we're getting started. And also if there are some sort of feat that you can have, like defeating, I don't know, defeating Doomsday like 100 times, that's the kind of thing that you want to do early on. In the first few days, if not the first few weeks, that the bounty has been added to the game, because after a while, people don't really do those bounties anymore, so it gets a bit harder and harder to be able to complete those bounties afterwards and to complete those feats. Already defeating Doomsday 100 times took a while. Yeah, it can take a while. And if you try to do that when no one is playing the DLC or no one is playing the bounty, then it gets very challenging. Oh. Let's give a bit more power to our friend. I'm not sure why the healer burned through his power. I didn't think we were getting that much damage, but there might be something I'm not seeing. Oh, I guess we are getting damage. Oh no, Mystique went down. Let's give a little bow to our friends. Not sure who Shog is, but since we already have a group, why not? I'm not sure which guy I should follow right now. I suspect Shog is at the other bounty. Okay, there it is. I suspect we have to defeat enemies until the evil Shog shows up. I see. I think we have to defeat it when it's in the circle here. Oh yeah. So now guys, you know, you have to defeat enemies on the circles, and once you do that for every circle, it summons our friend, the demonic Shoglord. And yeah, I know I spam a bit too much. That happens. Almost there. Let's give a little bow to everyone, and I will thank you. And let's try and complete the mission we're doing. Oh yeah, and before I forget, how'd you guys like my Batman 1989 look? Now we have the emblem in order to be able to pull it off. The emblem was the last thing we were missing. We had the stealth material, we had the belt, and the cowl, obviously, and pretty much the rest of the gear. All we were missing was the emblem, and now we have that. I'll probably have to make a new updated Batman video. Oh, I guess with the invisible wall. The map seems to be big enough, but not too big, so I guess that seems okay. And let's stay around the park. It did seem to be a little bit easier to be able to get stuff there. So we got a bit lucky. We were able to complete the 2 weeklies. So now we can relax, just go around, gather all. Oh, let me just, as a precaution, let me do a little something. There we go. I saved my footage a bit, otherwise oh yeah. If you're not sure about the collections, or if you want to speed up the process, don't hesitate. You can use a radar enhancer. Right now you will have to compete a little bit against the other players for the collections, but as you saw, the map is big enough that you don't have to worry about that all that much. Oh. So as you can see, it's very zen to gather those thingies. You just fly around, see a little light in the distance, and you go and grab it. And you can even multitask and gather collections as well. Again, those are the collections you need for the Nabu cape, for the Dr. Fate cape that you saw me wearing earlier. Oh. I guess if you're not careful enough, you'll draw the attention of some evil NPCs. But luckily, I can just teleport away with the quantum tunneling ability. So we're almost there. Only a handful left to gather. So quantum tunneling, great ability to protect you, and great ability to be able to get away if you need to. You saw in the fight I used it a couple of times when the evil NPC were targeting my poor little controller. It happens. So this should be the last one. Oh, I thought we'd be done. So I guess this was only the first step. And let's make sure we don't need to talk to anyone over here. Pretty sure I got all the... I spoke to all the NPCs I needed to. So fire the cannon. Well, let's collect our reward first. So our friend Deadman gave us a box. Batwoman gave us a box. Oh, here's the cannon. We shot at the evil Cthulhu type creature. So let's talk to our friend here. Solid Dark Exobite. So let's take a quick look at our rewards. So that's the weapon we got earlier. I'm not sure if I'll open it just yet. I still have to give it some thoughts. So you can see the collections we gathered. We didn't farm all that much for collections, and actually we weren't even farming for collections. And we got the Swamp Thing, Andrew Bennett, Detective Chimp, Man-Bat, Etrigan, Swamp Thing again, and Detective Chimp again. So, and even if you already have them, then you can sell them on the broker for a little bit of money. So let's see what we'll get from the large loot cache. So we got some Bone Helm. Would be tempted to take the Bone Helm, but I'll take the generator instead. And we got an Argus display specimen and some sort of Claw Extreme. So let's open the next box. We got some plans. Let's go for the chest piece. So we got a collection from Madame Xanadu's card Fortune. Demon Pod Seeded, no idea what that is. So let's go back to our lair. Let's collect. I got a bit of the sniffles. So as you saw, we got a mod for our generator. If I look at my generator, I'm gonna have to paste that soon. So you can see right now I have some undercurrent mods almost everywhere. I still have some might mods that are not that great. Like you can see the latest mods were giving 450 might, 450 weaponization rating. And I still had some old mods that gave a 195, 251, 251. So I could probably upgrade those mods, but I'll probably upgrade the vitalization first because that's usually what I do. So you can see right now my vitalization mod gives me a 140 vitalization, and the power gives 1688 vitalization, 1688 power. So let's see how much more vitalization we'll get thanks to our new mod. So you can see basically we can get any mods we want. We just need to select the one we need. So you can see right now it would give me 161 vitalization. Let's see the might. The might would give us 517 might. That's cute. Let's go for vitalization because that's my main role anyways. So let's put our mod here. So basically each mod should be able to give us 21 extra vitalization once we manage to upgrade them all. So basically what I'll do is that I'll upgrade vitalization first, then I'll upgrade power, and might is usually the last one that I upgrade. So as you see, I'll have a whole bunch of collections that I can sell to the broker, but let's take a look at the Column of Eternity. Did I make a good choice in taking that? I guess not. It doesn't matter. Let's see, the Judgment card at 630,000. Argus display specimen lambda. It's a nice display. 400,000. I think I'll keep it. And the demon pod seeded. No idea what that is. Oh, that's neat. I think I'll give it to one of my other character. I will see. And before we leave, I thought I could give you a nice look at my 1989 Batman look. Although, to be more accurate, let me make a quick change. I was using the Stalwart Defender chest, and the emblem on the Stalwart Defender chest is a little too big for Batman 1989. This is a little more accurate to what the character actually looked like. And I cheated a bit, since I have a flying Batman. Obviously I needed the little ankle wings to be able to fly. So here we have a nice pretty darn accurate Batman from 1989. So again, we had the stealth material to be able to have the rubber suit, the rubbery look that the suit had. We have the Batman Beyond belt, which is close enough to the Batman belt that Batman was using. And now we have the official yellow oval Batman emblem, which was pretty much the last piece of the puzzle, the last piece of the puzzle we needed to be able to recreate our friend Batman. So I guess that is pretty much it for our Justice League Dark video for today. So again, as you saw, the collections I gathered, it's to be able to get the cape that you're seeing right now. So all the collections in the Chaos, all the collections in the Chaos Gotham map are for this cape here. So that's pretty much it for now, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to ask so in the comment section down below, and I'll see what I can do about answering your questions. So as always, guys, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.